Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video I'm really excited to do. I'm going to be chatting about products that I purchased because of KathleenLights. So it's the KathleenLights made me buy it. I've done this video in the past. It was actually 2 years ago. I will link that video in case you would like to watch it. But I rewatched it recently as I've been working on this video, and it was just really fun to see, you know, some of the products that I purchased because of KathleenLights' influence. If you are not following KathleenLights or haven't heard of her, I would be pretty surprised to hear that since she's a fairly major YouTuber, but of course I'll have her channel linked down below. But I've mentioned her especially in last week's kind of chatty get ready with me video, or I was answering questions in a Q&A, and I kind of touched on a few of my favorite kind of like bigger YouTubers and who really has inspired me and, you know, kind of motivated me with my own YouTube channel. And I did mention KathleenLights in there. I watch all of her uploads. She uploads super consistently, which I enjoy so much, and I really take a lot of her recommendations very seriously because, you know, of course she talks about her favorite products and products that she recommends, but she's also very consistent at talking about products that don't work for her. And I really like that balance because sometimes when it's only the great things and the things that we recommend, it's kind of hard because, you know, not everything works for everybody. So it's just the way it is. So I like that she incorporates those types of videos as well. We also do have similar skin types, so I tend to listen to her a lot, especially when it comes to like skincare, foundation, you know, things like that, because we both do have dry skin. So I appreciate that as well. It works out well for us. But I have a couple products here that I'm going to talk about that I purchased because of KathleenLights, and then I also thought it would be fun to throw in a couple wish list items as well that I wanted to purchase because of her recommendations. So if you're interested in this video, let me go ahead and get started. So KathleenLights has definitely done a bunch of different collabs with Colourpop, which has been really fun for me because of course I really enjoy KathleenLights, hello. But also Colourpop is one of my favorite brands, so I get really excited when they team up with one another. You know, Colourpop's very affordable, which makes it a little bit easier to purchase from them when you're not throwing out a whole bunch of money right away. So I've definitely purchased a lot of her collabs and different items that she's come out with. One is the Dream Street palette, and this is truly one of my favorite palettes from Colourpop. I enjoy this one so much. I love a lot of the neutrals in here. The mattes are really beautiful, some of the rose golds, but then you also have some fun pops of color if you want to kind of switch up the look with this beautiful kind of like red coral shade, and then you have some blues and a really cool kind of like silvery like green shift with that shade down there. But I love the Dream Street palette. I've talked about it a lot on my channel, but of course, since this was in collaboration with the KathleenLights and Colourpop, she definitely inspired me, motivated me to go out and purchase the Dream Street palette. Also one of the lip liners here. So I really like Colourpop lip liners. I've purchased my first one quite some time ago. I think the first one I ever purchased was Oh Snap, which I'm actually wearing today, which is one of my favorite lip liner colors. But lip liners for a while were something that I wasn't wearing on, definitely not a daily basis, but really any sort of regular basis. I wasn't really gravitating towards lip liners, but I wanted a few in my collection because I could see the benefit of them. I could see, especially sometimes with some liquid lipsticks especially, they would be harder to line my lips and I would find myself needing a lip liner. And so my thought plan was, we'll go with something like Colourpop that's cheaper because, you know, you're not spending a bunch of money on a product that you don't use regularly. So I purchased a few more lip liner shades, and one of them was Lumiere. And this is a shade that KathleenLights has done in collaboration with Colourpop. I've purchased so many of her lip products. You know, she's had the Lumiere lipstick, liquid lipstick that I purchased. Alyssa, I know I wore that one for quite some time, but she's done a bunch of different collab shades that I've also purchased, but I think I touched on a lot of those in my video that was from 2 years ago. But the Lumiere lip liner, again, I just really do like the Colourpop lip liners, but sometimes when, you know, they have so many different shades in their lip products, and I mean really just any of their products, sometimes you go off of like a name that, you know, maybe means something to you, or if there's a collaboration shade, you're like, oh, okay, like that's the one that I'll grab. It kind of helps you like narrow it down a little bit, and that is why I purchased a Lumiere. Also, these pigments, her Zodiac pigments that she did with Colourpop, and when I saw that she was coming out with these, I was like, not gonna get them because I don't really wear pigments a whole ton. So I thought really no need for these, even though they are Colourpop and they're more affordable and they're, you know, in collaboration with someone that I really love, like probably not gonna wear them a lot. And then she posted her video on them and showed swatches of them and talked about them, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna get them. and I bought 3. So I purchased the scales, which is probably the one that I wear the most. Also the Ram, hello, this is my own sign. The Ram, which is for the Aries, which I am, so I really wanted to purchase that one. And also the Archer. The Archer is the one that I don't wear the most out of. It's just kind of like too deep of a purple on me. I like something just a little bit lighter when it comes to purples, but it's still very pretty. But these two are definitely my favorite. The Ram, you know, obviously for the Aries is why I wanted to purchase it, but it's also just a really freaking cool color, and I don't have a lot like this in my palettes, which if I'm gonna purchase a pigment, I want something that's gonna be a little bit different that I don't have in my palettes, and that one is definitely the Ram. A very, very fiery orange with a bunch of gold packed in it. It's just a really, really cool shade. And then like I said, the Scales is the one that I wear the most, just a really beautiful light pink. You can wear it on its own. I've layered it on top of other eyeshadows, and it's really brought out like a cool dimension to it also. But these I didn't think I was going to purchase, but yes, I definitely got talked into them, and I really don't regret it. Again, they're more affordable, and you don't want to just purchase things if you genuinely are not going to wear them or not going to like them, even if they are more affordable, because it's still going to be a waste of money. So I'm actually really quite glad that I ended up liking those as much as I did, because I really quite enjoyed them. And then I think this is going to be the last Colourpop collaboration that I'm going to chat about, but these are her new blushes. So these two blushes here at the bottom, Lunar Has It and I Need Space. I just picked these up most recently for my most recent Colourpop order, because she did a collaboration with these blushes, and I was watching her swatch video of them, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and pick some up. And I knew I wanted Lunar Has It, but I also ended up grabbing I Need Space, and I really love these blushes as well. Lunar Has It I've been wearing so much recently. I really, really enjoy that one, but I was excited to see another collab. I thought it was a lot of fun, and I recently did my single eyeshadow collection declutter, so if you missed that video, I will link it down below, and I was able to make this palette. So these are all Colourpop shadows, and then I have my two Colourpop blushes, and this is a Makeup Forever contour shade, but got a nice little palette here. It's so fun to be able to hold this up. I'm quite happy about that. But those are two blushes from KathleenLights that I also purchased in collaboration with Colourpop. I did forget to say at the beginning of this video that I am filming as our AC is broken. So it's currently 80 degrees right now, and I'm filming under 2 lights. I'm super, super hot. So if you see me sweating, that is why. We were waiting for the AC guy to come and swap out a different part for the motor, but you gotta keep filming. So as soon as I'm done, Aries and I are going back down, or she's in the basement. I'm gonna go join her in the basement where it is a lot cooler. So yeah, if you notice the sweat, don't mind it, don't mind it. Okay, so moving on, another product I think a lot of us have purchased because of KathleenLights, because I see this pop up in a lot of videos. This is from Burt's Bees. This is the Toasted Cinnamon Blush. And this is so funny because I've talked about products like this before on my channel that I don't know are going to work for me great shade-wise, but I'm like, I'm still gonna buy it. Like, I've literally, like, this is super embarrassing, but I have purchased foundation shades because someone that I know and love has mentioned that they're that shade, and even though I'm not like, oh yeah, we're probably really close shade matching, I'm like, that's what she bought, I'm gonna go buy that same shade. This was a while ago. This was when I was like first getting into YouTube and you know, trying to understand like purchasing makeup and what was best for me, but I really did that, and that's embarrassing. I've learned now not to do that with foundation shades unless I'm watching someone that I'm like, we are really similar to one another, what's her foundation shade, then I can do it. But I was purchasing like Desi Perkins would tell me a foundation shade, I'm like, definitely gonna go pick that one up. I do not look like Desi Perkins, so I'm like, oh boy. But this kind of fell into that category, just not as bad as, you know, a foundation shade. But the Burt's Bees Toasted Cinnamon Blush, she was raving about it, and I was like, yep, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and buy it. And I did, even though this isn't like a typical blush shade on me. It's like similar-ish to Lunar Has It. Hold on, let me pull up Lunar Has It. But it's still deeper and warmer than Lunar Has It. I mean, you can definitely tell even on camera there. It's definitely deeper and warmer than Lunar Has It. I typically would wear it as more of like a warm toned bronzer just on my particular skin tone. That's kind of what it looked suited as. Sometimes it could be a nice like neutral bronzy blush on me, but the shade matching just wasn't the best. But I just bought it. Like, there was different shades of this blush, and even though she was saying I love this blush formula, she just loved Toasted Cinnamon the most, I was like, definitely picking up Toasted Cinnamon. So maybe I should have tried a different shade. But honestly, this was one that I genuinely didn't really love, and I feel like the shade probably had a little bit to do with that, but I didn't totally love it. I actually decluttered it out of my collection a few months back in a Shop My Stash video. I do my Shop My Stash series every month. I put in products, and sometimes I put in products there that I'm not sure I want to keep around in my collection because I'll try to use them consistently throughout the month, and then I'll decide at the end in my review video if I'm going to keep them or declutter them. And I decided to declutter this one, but I knew I've had this on my list to film for quite some time, so I knew I was going to mention it in a Kathleen Lights Made Me Buy It video, so I've been hanging on to it solely for this reason. But now this blush is gonna go ahead and be decluttered. Okay then, I think that was the only product that I've purchased that I'm mentioning in this video that wasn't an absolute love for me. Everything else has been pretty spot on, including this lip product here from Sephora. This is one of their Rouge Lacquer lipsticks. She was raving about them in one of her videos, and I was like, probably gonna have to go pick that up. And I believe it was in the VIB sale is when I went ahead and purchased it. And from the moment I started trying it, I was like, yes, ma'am, you were right. I've recommended this one as well. The shade that I bought was No Regrets, which is a nice kind of brown nude, but they have a huge shade selection. I actually shopped the sale in store, and I had my entire arm and like hand and everything was all full of swatches because they have so many different shades in there. These definitely remind me a lot of the Marc Jacobs like lip gloss stick, which is like in the $20 range, and I believe these are $13. I've recommended this quite a bit on my channel, and I definitely purchased these. I think she was the first one that I saw even talking about these at all, but especially giving them such high praise. It's like, I'm gonna have to go ahead and buy it, and I love this one. And then lastly, I'm cheating a little bit with this product because I ended up getting it sent to me in PR, but I was planning to pick it up based on her recommendation. That is the Wander Beauty Nude Illusion Liquid Foundation. So I heard her start to talk really highly about this one, and it was a point where I was kind of looking for a new foundation to try. You know, like makeup, you know, new releases and such, they kind of like go in waves. Like, you know, a bunch of brands will release new eyeshadow palettes, and then like primers were really big for a while, and then maybe complexion products, and then maybe lip products. You know, in yesterday's Will I Buy It video, I just finished filming that one. I talked about what, 3 or 4 new foundations that are coming out from brands. So, you know, foundations are kind of big right now. But it was at a time where I was like, I kind of really am feeling trying a new foundation. And then she was talking about this one a bunch and saying how nice it was for dry skin. So my ears, you know, kind of perk up. And so I had put it on my Sephora wish list or loves list to purchase. And then I ended up getting an email from Wander Beauty asking if they could send me a few products, and they included this foundation. And I was like, scored! Like, I wanted to try that one so badly. And I love this foundation. If you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you know that I talk really highly about this foundation as well. It is one of my favorites. I love the medium coverage to it. I love the natural finish to it. And again, I feel like it looks really nice on my dry skin. This is a big hit for me. So like a little bit of a cheat there, but I definitely wanted to still mention that one because I enjoy it so much and was planning to purchase it because of Kathleen Lights. So those are the products that Kathleen Lights made me buy. And like I said, I did want to touch on kind of like a running wish list that I have that, you know, Kathleen has kind of inspired me to put these on my wish list. One of them is the Farsali liquid glass serum that they have. I was kind of wondering about this one, and I think I mentioned it maybe in like my Sephora VIB sale wish list video, but I was like, I don't know, it's kind of new and I haven't heard a ton of people talking about it yet. And then all of a sudden Kathleen Lights, she's been using it in like her tutorials, like Get Ready With Me's. I believe she's mentioned it in a favorites video as well. And I was like, dang it, I should have purchased it in the sale because it's like $54 for the full size, which is very expensive, but she is loving it. And again, we have similar skin types. So that one is definitely one that I want to purchase whenever I can get a little bit of a discount on it, is that one from Farsali. I've also heard her really rave about the Benefit Cookie Highlighter. I believe she talked about like the palette that it came in, but she specifically shouted out like the cookie highlight is so good. And then since she said that, I've also heard a bunch of other people really rave about that cookie highlight as well. She is one that I've seen really talk up that highlight from Benefit, so I really want that. I mentioned it in a Will I Buy It like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago that they're supposed to be coming out with an individual of it, and I'm just like waiting for it. I'm really hoping that it comes in a mini. That's why I was crossing my fingers, not that I was waiting for it, but I hope it comes out in a mini also. That would be fabulous because I love minis. I love highlights. I love highlights. I have my highlight on today from Cosmetics, the collab. Oh, which by the way is so insane to me that I've been able to do a collaboration with Ofra, who Kathleen Lights has done a collaboration with. Like, that to me, it's so weird, but I'm like, I feel like a bond. Is that like the weirdest thing? Like, it's she doesn't know or, you know, anything like that. But I'm like, I feel like we have this bond now because we've done like collabs with the same brands. I don't know, that's like the weirdest thing. But if you've missed any of that exciting news, I will link my Ofra collaboration and my reveal video and all of that in the description box. But I am wearing the highlight that we teamed up together on today as well. That was cool. I just have one more to mention too. And these I've been so curious about. These are from Milani. They're new baked blushes. So they have, Milani has the baked blushes like, you know, Luminoso. I had Dulce Pink was the first blush that I purchased. But she has mentioned that they have new shades out, and one was like sunset something, and then petal. There was a sunset and there was a petal. I have the exact names written down in my wish list in my phone, but it's charging right now in the other room. So those are two that I've been trying to find, and I went to Ulta Beauty first, but the new shades weren't there. So I don't know if you can only purchase them on the Milani website, but I've been like holding out like, come on, come to Ulta, because I have a pretty good like shopping cart going on over there, but I tend to like to purchase like in bulk, you know what I mean? So I'm just like, when are they gonna come to Ulta? I want those new shades so bad. But if you've tried any of the new Milani shades, do let me know. But she's raved about them for quite some time, so those are definitely also on my Kathleen Lights has made me want to buy it wish list. But after that, that is going to go ahead and wrap it up for today's video. I would love to know what you thought in the comments down below. Would you like me to see me do this video for any other influencers? Because like I said, I really do, I mean, I watch YouTube all day. I listen to recommendations and reviews, especially for products that I'm kind of unsure about. I don't want to just run out and buy. I wait until some of my favorites post their reviews, and definitely it helps when it comes to items like skincare or you know, like complexion products, to get reviews from someone who has similar skin types to me, because that's just really helpful in general. And so me and Kathleen Lights kind of do have that similarity also. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What are some products that you've purchased because, you know, another influencer has suggested or raved about it? I would love to know. But other than that, that is going to wrap it up for today's video. If you guys did enjoy it, I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up. I hope that you'll also consider subscribing before you go, and I will see you in tomorrow's video.